Thank you very much, Yusek, for your guidance on the teacher's loading and programming for the Matatag curriculum implementation. So this time, may we respectfully request once again Yusek Cabral, Director Leila, and Director Aris to turn on their cameras for the open forum. Okay, we will begin the open forum with this question addressed to Director Aris. Good morning to all. Can division offices be authorized to print initial copies of LR, good for 4 to 8 weeks, while awaiting the official supply from the regional office? Thank you.
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
Yes, sir. The question is, can division offices be authorized to print initial copies of LR, good for 4 to 8 weeks, while awaiting the official supply from the regional office? This is from Sir Julius Jose.
Yes. Since we really have to make use of our funds in a efficient manner, I think the division should coordinate with the regional office as to the production of the learning resources. We do not want na na may nauulit na nare-reproduce. Baka mamaya kasi we can be subjected to FOA findings and the like. Okay? So my recommendation there is you coordinate with your regional directors as well as with your regional LR supervisors. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Aris. Our next question is addressed to Yusek Cabral on the class program. How about the time allotment of subjects in schools with shifting of classes? The classes in the second shift, PM session, will end very late na po. Would senior high school be allowed to shorten the time allotment of the subjects? So, they won't end very late. Please give us guidance po for the class program of schools with shifting of classes. Thank you. Sir, naka-mute kasi kayata po, sir.
Is this for the senior high school, junior high school?
School heads. School heads.
And I mean for shifting in the senior high school or shifting in the junior high school. Anyway, apparently, based on my experience, if there will be 8 subjects to be taught, the likelihood that teachers or schools experiencing challenges in terms of dividing it into 2 sessions would be very difficult, even if it is 8 by 45, because you have time for ingress, you have time for recess, you have time for egress. So the dismissal, the entry. Now, I think in terms of whether it can be reduced, the time allotment can be reduced, is something that I would rather defer to the OUCT or the BCD and the BLD, considering that we did the class program on the basis of the time allotment, the standard or the accepted time allotment given for the learning areas. But as to whether would we allow reduction or modify, I think the best answer would be coming from the OUCT. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yusek. This time, the question is addressed to Director Leila. Is the time allotment in Table 6 for grades 5 and 6 going to be observed in this school year, or is it for the latter phases of implementation of the Matatag curriculum? Director Leila.
Okay, thank you very much and good. Okay, do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Yes po.
Okay. So good morning to our dear regional directors and everyone present. In the presentation that I have recorded, you must have noted that the first slide talks about the Matatag curriculum to be the minimum standard. So that if it's minimum, then we cannot actually shortchange. It's just too unfortunate that in shifting of classes, one class is going to start so early and another class is going to be starting late. So that's how it is actually in shifting of classes. So we're just hoping that the policy on blended learning, particularly for those who have classroom shortages, will be issued very soon, so that we hope that can actually address our concern. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Lay. Our next question can be answered by Yusek Cabral and Director Lay again. So the question is, clarification lang po as to the teaching-related tasks stated in DO5 Series 2024 na ito po to be included sa teaching loads. And question po ay ilan pong minutes as per teaching-related task hindi naman nila ginagawa yung mga teaching-related tasks araw-araw po. Thank you.
Okay. It is very clear in the policy that teaching-related task is actually not part of the teaching load. And therefore, those coordinatorship or being class advisor or being a trainer, it falls under paki-show nga ng specific portion na yon para lang maklaro yung portion of the teaching related based on mapping under the workload policy. Andito pa ba kayo okay. So the annex on yan. So these teaching-related assignments, we specifically advise that it should be developmental and it should be well articulated in the school improvement plan. This is actually for designation purposes, and it can be on top of the teacher ancillary task. And this designation of teaching-related assignments, for example, reading and numeracy or special needs education, it must be related to the specialization or to other workload na po pwedeng ma-assign sa kanila. And these teachers with less than 6 hours of teaching load, siya yung ipaprioritize. Like for instance, yung nakita natin kanina na merong 30, merong 15. But we advise that the school not to assign school paper advisor kung wala namang program for journalism. Or that should be the guide. And all of these are, kung sinasabi na wala naman talagang laging ginagawa, I think that answer the question whether the school has a developmental program for that. Okay. Paki-up mo. Please move the slide. Ayan. So, kailangan may designation and everything. So, kailangan yan ay naka-reflect din. And all of those teaching-related assignments as mentioned in item number 4, at ito ay pumatak outside of their regular or beyond the regular work hours, meron naman tayong compensation on that. So, ang tanong lang dyan is, hindi automatic that the teaching-related assignment can be assigned. No? But it should be for consideration of those na hindi na-meet, because that is also well provided in some other previous issuances. Thank you. Marian, thank you, Marian, for sharing.
Thank you, Yusek. Our next question is addressed to Director Leila. Meron po query from the secondary schools if they may be allowed flexibility sa time allotment provided the 45-minute allotted for each subject is not compromised since there are sufficient teachers and operates in a single shift. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Miss Cindy. Actually, that was our discussion earlier this morning, except for the question that you mentioned you just mentioned was our discussion a while back, minus of course the increase in time allotment. So anyway, yung request naman is provided that they do not exceed they do not exceed the total number of minutes per week, or it should not be below the total number of minutes per week, provided that they're able to do that in their class programs, then that's okay. So for example, ang challenge lang natin is, for example, dahil high school, for example, there's 225. So if, compute natin. Let's try computing. So for example, kung 8 learning areas yan, 8 learning areas times 45 minutes, that's 360. Pwede naman tingnan nila kung paano nila gagawin yung isang learning area, for example, na gawin lang nating 4 days. So it can happen na hindi equal talaga ng each week ng lahat ng learning areas. The concern most likely would be more on how to program that for individual teachers. But if they can do that, then that's not a problem, provided that they don't shortchange the curriculum. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Lay. Next question po. I think this is also addressed to you po. Sa kindergarten teacher po na handling 2 sessions po, twice din ba yung advising duty niya po for 60 minutes lang for the whole day? That's a question po.
Miss Cindy, I defer that to you, Secretary. Secretary, please.
Thank you po.
Actually, that's part also of the discussion. We're trying to look at that. If ang question is you organize two sessions, 2 classes for kindergarten, technically, may advisor yun, right? The computation of 55 to 60 is actually on the basis of enrollment. But when you organize that at separate classes and you assign 1 advisor for each, that's advisorship for 2. And therefore, that's why we are trying to address the issue on the possible overload of the kindergarten if handling 2 sessions and being also the advisor of that 2 sessions. So I think we need to wait for further guidance on that. But our advice in coordination with the OUCT and the planning is to check on the availability as to whether there are some other teachers within the school that can pitch in so that we manage the overload of the teacher and at the same time the accompanying expense that may arise on that. So we're trying to provide some options and guide us as well on the school to address that concern. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusek po. Next question, how many hours a week should master teachers allot for coaching and mentoring? Director Lay?
Actually, if you're going to consider how many teachers are available in a school and where there's no possible for a master teacher to be deluded, then the master teacher cannot do otherwise. But you'll note that in the sample class program that we provided there towards the end of the at the later part of the day, there's collaborative expertise session, and that can be taken as an opportunity for our master teachers to be providing technical assistance. Where there's a possibility for them to be loaded, then that's fine. But where there are where there's shortage of teachers in that school, then they cannot do otherwise.
All right po, Director Lay. There's a comment here. Sample class programming po sa teacher. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Coaching and mentoring po as per DO5 is part of the ancillary po. Any comment po from Yusek Cabral?
That's an ancillary, which means pag sinabi natin kasi na ancillary siya, that is incidental to that. So, kung mag-i-exceed siya, the coaching and mentoring, well, I probably I have a lot of that. But in terms of the master teacher, for the master teacher, coaching and mentoring is an ancillary because that is incidental to be as part as mentioned in that. So we really have to I think we really have to look at that. Kay Marian, paki-flash nga nung script nung ano na yan, particular provision.
Okay, sir, wait lang.
Yeah. All right. Master teachers, coaching and mentoring, and the provision of technical colleagues shall be treated as ancillary tasks, and learning action cell coordination shall be included in their functions, among others. So, which means that the 2 hours as part of the ancillary ay pwede siya na magamit ni teacher and the master teacher for purpose. As to the number of how many hours in a week, tama naman yon, that could be dependent on how many or what are the available slots that time that the coaching and mentoring. I'd just like to point out that the coaching and mentoring not necessarily in a gathered venue where all of the teachers are present. It can either be some sort of other forms of interaction where that provision of technical assistance and mentoring can happen. But the policy that we issued on DO5 does not specifically define how many of that. In the same way that curriculum planning on the part of the teachers, we cannot physically define kung ilang lesson plan ang kaya niyang gawin, and so on. So that's how we look at the spirit of the policy. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusek Cabral. All right, I've read the last question. So thank you very much once again to Yusek Cabral, to Director Lay and Director Aris for willingly and generously responding to the questions raised in our chat box. So in case we missed some of your questions, as per instruction, we will respond to them through email, and we will send the answers to your regions.